Hey peeps, folks, y'all. I'm Jeff, and this is my son Jay, and we've just gotten into RCing in the last few months. At least he's just gotten into it. I was into it in the 20s. Well, we won't talk about how many decades ago that was, but we've got into it. Jake started out with a little drone. He just wanted to see what it was like, see if he'd like it, and then he stepped up to a Traxxas Rustler. Found out that with enough castle motor that they will go very fast, uncontrollably fast.
Yeah.
And realized that fast was cool, but that's just all it was. And there's a lot of damage that can come along with that. Thankfully, he didn't suffer any permanent damage or any costly damage. But before we got too far into that, he took me down to the hobby shop one day, and I saw actual SCX 10.2 RTR, and I really liked it. I almost came home with it, but I told him, I said, this is a large purchase. Let's run that one by Mom just to make sure, you know. So anyway, we go back down, and we got it, and man, next thing you know, I'm over here crawling stuff, and Jake's trying to crawl it with his 60 plus mile per hour Rustler, and you know, he was having a little bit of crawler envy going on. So we wound up finding this one's his. We found it online at a good price, and got it home. It was in good shape for a used one, and it's a kit version. It is a 10.2, but it's the kit version. And it just needed a little tender loving care. The guy you know, had taken care of it, been used, but he'd taken care of it. So just a few little things here and there, you know, cleaning one up, making it your own. And of course, we've got quite a few mods on them with tires and wheels on his. We've upgraded the motor in it. It's got a 27 turn actual motor in it. It's running 2S LiPo right now. We both are very much thinking about going to 3S. I'm thinking about breakage, money, damage, breakage, money. And Jake's thinking about fast.
Yeah.
But we're seriously thinking about doing it because we're wanting to do some crawls. We like the scale part. Jake's kind of now leaning a little bit more towards the scale. What?
Shh. I got this. He got his truck first, so let's talk about his truck first.
I beat my front bumper off.
Nah, he's just kidding. Talk about it.
Well, the original front bumper, if you're familiar with the SCX 10.2 with the Jeep body on it, sticks out about, well, it sticks out a long ways for the winch and everything. I didn't care for the clearance. And I got tired of getting hung up on my bumpers, so we was looking at metal ones. Of course, y'all probably know metal ones can be costly, especially when you're having to buy one for the front, one for the rear of mine, and one for the front and one for the rear of his. So we stopped by Home Depot, got some 1/4-inch solid steel rod, just cold rolled metal, and we made our own bumpers. That's my front one there. It hangs on there all right. It's tucked in a little bit more than what I'm showing you. Jake's is similar. He's got a little bit higher stinger on his. And then, Jake, will you spin it around and show him your back bumper real quick? Same style as the fronts, just tucked in there nice and tight. And man, oh man, did it give us some clearance. And we were definitely pleased with that. Plus the weight, it gives some good weight on the vehicles. Maybe a little higher than what you want, but Jake's got the Proline Hyrix tires on his. Loves them.
The older, I don't guess it's the older edition, but they have two of them now. You have a 4.75 inch, I believe. The 4.75 inch was the original Hyrix, but they just now came out with, it's still a 1.9, but it's only 4.19 inches tall, and that's incredibly short. And these don't really have much of a scale appearance in my opinion, but just it kind of compensates for it with the grip that you get with these. I mean, I haven't. He's got a really nice set of Mickey Thompson Baja MTZs, and there's still some.
They appear very scale.
But he still can't climb up a wall like that when I can. But, well, maybe we'll just show him later.
You know, I read about it the other day, and a guy had a good description. He was talking about following all his buddies that had pit bulls. He said, mine goes where theirs does. I just have to work at it a little bit more. And that's really the way they are. There's a very few spots on rock that I can grab and Jake can't. And one thing that we found out, there's a couple of spots on our course out back that mine can make it easier than his. It's not the tires. I've got mine lifted just a little bit in the front end right here. Maybe a quarter of an inch. I've got these, of course I've got the aftermarket shock towers on, but then I put these little extensions on here out of, and I've seen other people using it too, out of the erector sets. Yes, that's erector set steel, and I've got erector set steel here too. Go erector set. But so that gives me a little bit more clearance, and then on my rear shocks, I upgraded them because my stock ones, my stock actuals were leaking so bad that we just couldn't keep oil in them. Tried rebuilding them, tried repacking them, same scenario, and so I upgraded to the ProLine Power Strokes. Love those, and those have the 5mm extension, so I'm 95 in the back.
Yeah.
So I've got just a touch of clearance over them, and you would be amazed how much that little clearance makes. I also kind of like it because with it jacked up a little more in front, I've got a little rake on my truck. I don't like that on 1-to-1s, but I'm digging it. On my crawler, I'm digging it.
I'll talk about the electronics a little bit. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're with it, man. You know, this is killing me. Jake just built him a new workbench, and there's one spot right here. He's probably going to kill me for this, but now it's all black.
We're good now. Well, I got this truck used, like you said, and it came with a servo that it worked, but it wasn't good enough. I mean, I could have the truck sitting on just a piece of plywood, and I couldn't turn the wheels.
It was sloppy.
Yeah, it was, I think, well, what did we find out? It was like 80 ounces of torque, I believe.
Yeah, it didn't need to be in the truck.
Well, we did a lot of research, and everybody's like, oh, 300 ounces of torque, 500 ounces, and you're looking at $100+ for a servo, and that just wasn't in the budget at all. And so we wound up looking around, and we went to the local hobby shop and asked them, and the guy there actually runs this high-tech servo. I don't know, actually I do know, I lied. It's a high-tech HS646WP. It was $50 at 7.4 volts. It puts out 160 ounces of torque, and that's, in my opinion, for the kind of crawling we do, is more than enough. We're not going to comps every day of the week. I mean, I can understand that if you need that much torque, but we don't need it. This is more than enough. This did come with a RC 4-wheel drive 35-turn motor in it. His came with the actual 35-turn stock. Since this was a kit, it had a different motor in it. But I wanted a little bit more speed out of mine, so the guy was sending a 27-turn motor with it, but he forgot about it. So we messaged him back, and he sent it to us, and I really love the wheel speed of this, and it's still got the real nice low-end torque. So we're both running axial 27-turn motors.
$13.99.
Yep, $13.99. That's all you gotta pay for a brand new one.
We'll talk about the cheap money.
Yep. Since mine is a S16 kit, it's got the new transmission that can have a 2-speed conversion done. His doesn't. Other than that, for electronics, I mean, we run Venom 4000 milliamp, 20C discharge, 2S lipos. They've done great. I ran it in my Rustler for a while. I was running nickel metals in my Rustler with a 3800 kV Castle Sidewinder in it. It just wasn't doing it. I mean, I was seeing videos of that motor doing 70, 80 miles an hour. Mine was barely hitting, probably 40 with that battery in it. And I didn't like it, so I talked him into getting me a LiPo battery and a charger, and it would ride wheelies down the road at 40, 50, 60 miles an hour if I wanted to. Well, enough blabbering about the electronics. I'll let you talk about yours.
Well, Jake, I want to talk about what I ordered for mine. Is actually on his, but this front servo relocation. I made mine. I'll give you a little bit of a close up here. I made this servo mount. It's just out of a little piece of sheet of aluminum. I've got it bolted in right here on each side. You can see underneath. I do have. It's still a tactic servo, but it's upgraded one notch from the stock. I don't know the number. A TSX 5.7. It's a little bit stouter, and it's a whole lot louder. I promise you. So far, it's giving me good service, and you can hear it working. I promise you.
Yes.
But the reason I did that is I wanted to be able to. I wanted to get that weight up front, and I wanted to be able to lay my battery flat in here. So I made my own battery tray, as did Jay. Here's my cross mount right here that keeps it off my drive shaft. I know y'all might not be able to see all this, but we didn't want to go too far into detail with
I'll
it.
give him a close up. You can still talk.
So that allowed me to get the battery laid flat and forward mounted up there as far as I could. And the reason I built mine is because I had ordered one. Jay said, "Hey, I want that." So while I was waiting on it to come in, I said, "You know what? I'll just go ahead and build one and see how it turns out." And it turned out just fine, and it works just fine. The El Cheapo Chainquish is it's so popularly called that came in for Jake's. It's really stout.
Yes.
It's very beefy, and man, his servo does not wiggle, none. But so both of us got our forward-mounted batteries. I got them laid down as much as we can, and I guess I put on sliders on mine. I put on some of the links back here in the back. I don't really care for them. I'd rather have the links, the large round links like what Jake has on his that comes with the kit. Just looks better to me. But anyway, I think that's. I got the Proline shocks in the back. I think that's about it. Other than my tires, I did. When I got these Mickey Thompson Baja MTZs, very soft, extremely soft. I thought my Ripsaws with factory rubbers in them were soft, but man, these things would just like collapse. These trucks are a little bit heavy. I don't know how they compare to others, but
A good description of them for me was a rubber glove sealed shut with air in it and just a little bit of foam. That was it.
yeah, at
I
best.
mean, there was.
I could literally on our course in several places, I could literally get the rim to touch whatever the obstacle was that I was on. Hey, Mom, we're doing a video.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
We're not gonna cut that.
No, it's natural, right? So anyway, I didn't want to give up on the tires. I didn't want to go with the Hyrexes because I didn't like the appearance. Performance, they're top notch. I mean, I don't want to dog the Hyrexes. I just didn't care for the appearance. I'm also kind of old school. I like the taller, skinnier look. The Hyrexes are plenty tall, but they're nice, beefy tires. So I went through 2 or 3 different sets of tires. Finally, I broke down, bought the Mickey Thompsons, and I was like, man, I was really disappointed. And I talked to a few people on the forum that we're on, and everybody said Crawler Innovations. So I grabbed me some CIs. I've got the firms in the back and the mediums in the front, and it made it a completely different tire.
Yes.
I mean, completely different tire. Because
I'm gonna give you a demonstration. That's about as much as you can squeeze out of this tire. That's it.
It's not because he's weak either. No. I mean, they're well, I didn't say they're dual stage.
They're dual
They're dual
stage from
stage.
Crawler Innovations.
But absolutely awesome. We never thought we would get them inside here because they looked like they were for these trenchers, maybe. Yeah. But Jake said, "I'll do it. come here. So he grabbed them and stuffed one in there, and I looked at my tire and I was like, oh my goodness.
It made it look like a completely different tire. It was much taller. It actually gave it somewhat of a sidewall.
Oh yeah.
And it probably took out of width, maybe a quarter of an inch, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it really made those tires shine.
I know it made these the height of his Hyrexes, and the other ones wasn't. So big difference there. And honestly, I mean, we could have modified the CIs, but we chose not to. We stuffed it all in there, and so far we're loving it. I really love the look of these. The grip, they're not quite where the Hyrexes are, but I go places still. Choose your line. That's a whole lot of it. We're learning that.
That's what crawling's all about. It's just choosing your line. You can take anything you want anywhere. Just be persistent with it and keep crawling that same line. You'll make it up it. Definitely.
Well, hey, we don't want to keep you out here all night, and I don't know how many floodlights we got on out here, but it's getting stinking hot.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
The garage door opener says it's 85 degrees in here right now, and it's actually a cool night. It should be probably about 67, 68 outside right now. But anyhow, we want to give you all an introduction, and we might just keep this one raw right here.
I think so. We're not professionals. I barely know how to use Sony Vegas, which is the video editing software I'm using. I mean, we're trying our best to make somewhat decent videos.
So it's okay. I barely know how to drive my truck.
Hey, yeah.
But hey, we're in it for fun. And when we started with the trucks, when we started with the mods, and we've got a course going on in our backyard, we wanted to share that fun. We wanted to share that compassion. We wanted to share the time that we have together with others. Hopefully it'll inspire you. Maybe it'll entertain you. And hey, as a bonus, maybe you can learn something from us. If for nothing else, just to have fun. And I really enjoy the hobby. I enjoy toys in my mid-40s still. And most of all, wait a minute, I enjoy spending time with my son.
These aren't toys, okay? These aren't toys, trust me.
His may be for real, but mine's a toy. But nah, seriously, what I was saying though is it gives me an enjoyable time I can spend with my son. We learn from each other. He's techno, on the computer all the time, reading and everything. I like getting in forums and researching and trial and error, and man, we challenge each other, and I think that's a lot of it. His style's not necessarily mine, and I don't, there's things he's wanted me to do to my truck, like cut there were some ribs on the side of these, and they look like bat wings, I guess you would say. He kept after me, finally I cut him off. I'm like, man, I don't know why I didn't do that a couple of months ago. But it's cool, just challenge and sharing, and just a good time together. And we just hope we're able to share some of that with y'all, and I hope you enjoy it. We don't want to beg you, not going to, but if you like the video, we would ask that you would give us a thumbs up, and hey, subscribe too. We'd love to have you on board as we get started out in this venture. We've got quite a few videos under our belt already, none posted yet, and we just wanted to kind of bring it all together, sit down and talk to you guys. Jake couldn't talk earlier, and I think
we're not editing this video. It's going up raw.
We wanted to give you a chance to see who we were, what we were about, and just give you an introduction to our videos, and hope you enjoy it. Appreciate you so much, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks. Give us a thumbs up if you like it.